Hey everybody, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm
I
good.
like that little intro. That was cool.
Yeah.
Right? I know, right? It's cool. I like it. So, introducing you guys to everyone. Of course, I'm Fran the Savage of the Savage Ladies. And with me today on Sunday Fun Day, I have Northaven. Guys, how the hell are you?
Having a
Very
great time.
well.
Unfortunately, our other guitarist couldn't make it, but we have the three of us, and we're going to be hanging out. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. You want to introduce yourself to everyone? What you're about, what you play, where you guys are from?
Go ahead, B-Rye.
Okay. So we are Northaven. We play metalcore. We're out of Indianapolis, Indiana. I am Brian. I play guitar. I'll let the other guys kind of give their own introduction. We just came off tour, so we might have some stories pop up throughout this interview. But yeah, we've been around for a few years now, hanging around like the Indy and Fort Wayne scenes predominantly, and we've been kind of stretching out to neighboring states. That's where we met Fran out at in Illinois just this past summer. Our tour, we went all the way down to Florida and back up, so we've kind of been getting out there. We've got some stuff out on streaming platforms as well if you guys are interested, and check us out on Facebook as well.
So, okay, that was a little longer than a short intro. Hi, I'm Adam. I'm the vocalist.
I forgot what the question was. Sorry.
Do your thing, man. I'm not cutting that out. You just do you.
Yeah, I'm the singer, lyricist for the band Northaven. And yeah, we're on Savage Ladies of Metal. I freaking love it.
Fucking A.
Yeah, I'm Larry. I do percussion.
Oh, thank you guys for thank you guys for making the time to get here. I know it's Sunday Fun Day. I know some people are like Sundays. It's after a show. Everyone is feeling awesome. Usually the next day.
Oh yeah.
It's all
So
good
I got
though.
this delicious coffee.
I didn't have mine today. Don't even bring that up. I just kind of jumped into work mode when I woke up.
Got my Halloween edition Mountain Dew.
There's a Halloween edition?
Yeah, it's
what does that taste like?
Voodoo or something.
It's doo-doo?
No, voodoo, like black magic.
It might strike my curiosity.
No.
Drink, but all right, well, you drink that shit. All right.
It's a mystery flavor, so I don't really know.
That's one
way.
way.
It tastes like grape. It says mystery flavor, at least.
All right, so we are missing one of your band members. Did you want to give him a shout out?
Yeah. Hey, Ryan. We miss you, buddy. I hope you're having fun on the road trip and be safe driving because he's out on the road right now.
Yes. Don't watch the show and just listen. Just listen.
Yeah. Again, you could just do audio. Easily done. So yeah, talking about the tour, you guys just got off tour, and you went what? You went East Coast and straight down south, right?
Yep. Started out here in Indiana. Did a beginning tour show over at the Further, our little hangout spot in Indianapolis, and then jetted down to Atlanta, Georgia. That was a fun little drive.
That was a big drive.
That was after that. It was pretty short and simple. Yeah, sweet in between. Got a lot of a lot of stuff happening. That was interesting.
Yeah, then Florida after that too.
And that was the Oblivion Alliance tour, right?
Yeah, the Northern Oblivion. Yeah, originally we had Echoes from Oblivion on the tour, but they dropped off, so we just kept the name, so we didn't have to change all the posters.
It's a great name still, so I keep it too. It makes sense. If you guys remember when you played the Northern Illinois Metal Fest, which is where we all met, we had the Moose Riders that were there, and we got Sean Kelly saying "What's up?" He was one of the Moosers.
Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
Remember? I don't know if you remember him or not, but
I remember some of them. But yeah,
it was a hell of a weekend.
It was.
It was fun.
A lot of guys in those moose vests and stuff. They were pretty nice guys. I liked them.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, some of the cities you hit. What were your favorite cities you played?
You got this, Larry. You want to throw yours in there?
Yeah. We did. I already said Georgia. Obviously, we hit Indy. I think next we hit Florida.
Yeah.
Is it Crestview, Brian?
Yeah, Crestview,
Florida. Then we hit Memphis, Tennessee.
It wasn't Memphis.
No, it was Birmingham. My bad. Yeah,
Wish it was-
Birmingham and then Nashville.
Yep. And we had Louisville on there as well, but it
Yeah.
ended up canceling, unfortunately. But that's all right. We were pretty tired by the end of that run. I'll throw mine in for my favorite one, just because we might also all agree. I think that my favorite one was the Birmingham show because it mainly, really, and I want to caveat with like all the places were awesome. Like it's hard to pick a favorite, really. But I'm gonna go by like shock factor, and I think that personally for me, the Birmingham venue and the people there, and the show it being on a Monday, everything was crazy. It really kind of blew me away and set me back. I was not expecting that show to be awesome. That was awesome. It was a good time.
I agree with that. Yep.
Some pretty good stories in that one too.
Love to hear one. What are some of your most memorable moments there?
Who wants
Good
to
or
tell
bad?
Ryan should be telling this story. Larry can probably recapture it though.
We gonna talk about the trash bag?
Yeah, the trash bag.
Yeah. So I didn't really even see it, but Adam's other half was taking pictures of us, and there's a pretty decent crowd. So there was a circle going. There was one not so great individual who knocked her down while doing his thing. Didn't do the correct thing of checking on her or whatever. And then from his perspective, Ryan's. Apparently how they do this in Birmingham is somebody came out from the back with a black trash bag and threw it over this guy in the middle of the pit, and then threw him down, roughed him up a bit.
No, my remembrance from Ryan's story was that they just mosh pitted like him around a little bit. I don't even know if it was like a punishment thing or not. I didn't really catch that detail, but
yeah, Ryan's the only one that actually saw this.
Yeah, I didn't see
Somehow it escaped all of our eyes.
Yeah, it was nuts. I saw the guardrails go down a few times in front of us, but I didn't see that one.
So it was a fun family event.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Larry saw his like grandfather from like another dimension there too. It's pretty cool.
What do you mean by that? Your grandfather was there, or I mean, like from another dimension? Was he stoned? I mean, what does that mean?
No. There's this individual who looks about, I don't know, 20 years older than my father, but played exactly the same as him. I don't know. It's kind of a you had to be there thing, but he showed up it was
like the open mic. Totally.
This whole thing was like an open mic deal. So we kind of just showed up and just took over this open mic.
Kind of. It was pre-planned, but there was an open mic after we were done.
Basically, yeah. And then just this guy gets up and he looks basically like my father, but with another 20 years added on there. Played exactly like him. It was pretty wild from my perspective, probably my perspective only, because I'm the only one that knows my dad plays like. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Thank you.
Nice. So you got your dad's got a doppelganger. What is it? Doppelganger.
He does.
Doppelganger.
Speaking of this doppelganger, which is funny, same venue.
Oh my God, yeah.
Adam,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you realize this or not, and then we posted it on. I didn't know if you're gonna catch it or not, but we posted this picture on one of the posts like after the Birmingham show, I think it was, where we like dumped like 20 pictures from us playing. There was a dude there that we kept thinking it was you walking around, especially from behind, and then we ended up taking a band picture with him.
Thinking it was me.
What his name was, but
Still
no, it was just so funny. We were like, dude, you look just like our singer. We keep thinking it was you out of the corner of our eye.
All three of us kept almost running up to that person about like trying to talk to you, and then I know I went to Ryan, was like, dude, didn't that guy look like didn't that guy look like Adam? And he was like, you think that too? And then we talked to Brian about it, and then it was nuts from the back, identical.
That's
you
crazy.
guys are the exact same like height and build.
So you guys were harassing this guy basically all night.
Yeah.
At the end, we just came up to. We was like, all right, we got to talk to this guy. He was really cool though. I took a band picture with us.
Cool.
That's funny.
Yeah, by the third guy, I'd probably be like, okay, where's this guy that I look like? I got to meet this guy now.
We showed him a picture. He was like, "Oh my god, I do look like him."
Too funny. You know, I don't know if you know, if you guys heard of Concert Junkies, one of my affiliates. I thought Rob was at a bowling alley by my house like a month ago. I'm like, bitch, you came from Jersey and you didn't tell me. I was snapping on him, you know. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I took a picture, and he's just like, "Holy shit." You know, look just like I'm like big size, big guy, beard, everything about him. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Then I get told from people that they saw me in Vegas last week, or they saw me, and I'm like, really? What was I doing? You know?
It's our universes colliding. It's like half
you know?
our songs, you know.
It works though. So what else have you guys been up to? Besides the tour, you guys have had one hell of a productive year.
Oh yeah, we have the music video shoot earlier this year.
Yeah.
We had another headline in Terre Haute. We have one coming up. I'm not sure if that's a future question or not. But the tour is kind of like the crown jewel of the year. We planned like the entire year around it and stuff. We went to the beach before we played the Florida show, which is pretty cool. That was definitely a first for us to go jump in the ocean and then go play a metal show. So that was pretty neat. That was at the Florida one, obviously.
Release all the bad energy. Just let it go.
Yeah. After
and
like
then take the dust off your
all
body
this
for the
long
next 5
drive. we thought we were gonna. You remember when we were in the van, Larry, and like I was passing that large semi like carrying cars, I think it was, and like we caught like a weird draft or something, and it like almost shoved us. Like I thought we were gonna die.
Yeah.
Adam missed all of the like band on the road stuff because he drove separate with Chandra, his lovely better half, just to do their own thing, which is totally fine. But yeah,
just can't be a team player, can you, Adam? Got to be separate.
It was a very, very small.
It's a singer thing.
I don't think we would have.
It would have been pretty.
We'd have been
tight.
sleeping on each other, and then
it was probably
like that.
But yeah, it was cool. We have recorded a couple songs this year. They're still in production. No release date yet, but be looking out for those dates to drop soon, because they're almost ready.
Almost ready. Well, you also let's see, you guys you released an EP last year, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
And how was that? It was, let's see,
Spellcaster.
Yeah, Spellcaster. I was checking that out earlier this morning. It's a 4-song EP.
Yep.
And what was the inspiration for that name?
Well, actually, it's really about the song. It's the song's about like breaking out of an abusive relationship, no matter any kind of relationship, really. And it was they came up with the artwork, which is very flattering to the song, actually. But yeah,
that's an artist draw. Kind of gave him a concept. But yeah, it's kind of
cool. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But
which of the songs is your favorite?
Probably the self-titled. I think it's either that or I don't know. Sometimes False Idol hits pretty hard too.
Yeah. Like
What about you, Larry?
What about you, Larry?
Oh yeah, False Idol. I think that's the better one to play, and then followed by Spellcaster.
I think Spellcaster's a little bit flashier sometimes, but as far as fun to play, probably False Idol.
Well, the entire EP. I mean, I listened to it. I loved it all. I liked the Last Words. Last Words was I just played that one a couple of times. I really liked Last Words, and it was just everything was very powerful and high energy. And I just loved the way everything sounded. I mean, you guys sounded killer. Any plans of another EP coming up?
We've kind of talked about it. So Dark Light is essentially a single that we dropped this year that will be going towards the next either EP or album. Just depends on when we feel like wrapping it up. So that'll probably be next year with the release dates that we kind of alluded to. So yeah, it's in the works. new music around the corner.
Mhm.
Be on the lookout.
So, any possible ETAs on the next single release?
So I'm gonna go ahead and throw a dart and probably say like maybe like February, something like
Okay.
that, just to give enough time for production and then also promotion and stuff.
Okay. So now, Dark Light, what is it? Dark Light Music. What was that about?
To you, Adam. You're the lyrics.
What?
You're the lyrics genius.
The song.
Dark Light.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. This is why I need to keep drinking my coffee.
He's falling asleep.
So I actually misspoke earlier. Brian here actually comes up with the titles, and then I come up with a song based off of the titles. So like he pretty much puts an idea, and then I make the song. Dark Light. Honestly, it's pretty much finding light in the dark. I mean, it's you know, just song about trying to better yourself to the point where you can find that light even in the dark. You know, I don't know. It's
yeah. So like,
let me get my brain working.
While you're drinking that, I will.
I'll drink to that. I need my coffee.
Well, yeah, I will second that because, like you said, whenever we come up with the titles and stuff and get those vetted through the band and stuff, a lot of times kind of base them around like the bag of riffs that we have in the initial demo or that initial couple of riffs that we have. Just that has like the feel for what the music's doing, and then we try to make that balance with what the words are gonna say and stuff. So that's kind of how we come about that process. So yeah, that was kind of like my aim for you to come up with something like that. You know, dark world, find a light, overcome whatever struggles and obstacles in your way and stuff. Through the power of metal.
It's life.
Very
basically.
heavy, but
All right, so Brian, you come up with the names of the songs, and Adam, you write them.
Mhm.
Do you have to be in a like what kind of environment do you have to be in order for you to know the music and write it?
So it's actually kind of funny. I can come up with a song in 15 minutes, or it'll take me freaking 2 years. You know, it's weird. Usually, the more experiences I go through, the more tales I can tell, and you know, it's just living through my crazy ass ironic life.
So are you the only songwriter then? Nobody else helps with that? It's just strictly you, right?
Yeah, it's like, of course I always listen to ideas and everything, and you know, I'll put it into play, but I'm a big fan of like creative freedom to where it's like it'll pop in there, you know, at the most weirdest times, and I just have to write it. You know, it's just yeah, I don't know.
We usually kind of have our own like respective responsibility that comes with us writing the songs. Like he's writing mainly the lyrics of the songs, and then like Larry's gonna write the drums, obviously, and then me and Ryan will kind of go back and forth between the riffs, and then a lot of times Ryan will do more of the solo work, and then I try to like tie everything together. I'm kind of the tie it together guy. So, and then we just keep revising until it's a finished product.
And how long does that on average take?
They usually wait on me.
Larry, why don't you grab one?
I mean, it's taken, I think the EP took about 6 months from first time that Ryan sent me False Idol to when it came out. Probably it was about 7 months later. And then like I remember the first album took about a year by the time that I got there. So I mean, yeah, it varies.
Yeah.
So they were waiting for you to get there to finish the album. See?
basically.
Fine. They needed you, Larry. You were late.
We needed Larry. We always
You're
did
not in a
Larry.
band unless you're late to practice. Yeah.
And if it's not Larry, then it's your fault, right, Adam?
Pretty much. Brian's
So
usually on top of his shit.
Usually.
Just make sure they got at least a full pot of coffee
Also-
ready to go for you. Right?
All right.
Yeah. When I need one of those days, I'll literally make a pot of coffee and just dump the cream and sugar in the pot, and I'll put 2-3 straws in it. People tease me all the time. I'm like, this is not one of those days. Don't mess with me. You know? That's when I mean business, you know?
Yeah.
The name Northaven, how did you come up with it?
That one's probably a me question. It's probably pretty similar. Like every band kind of has their own little stories and stuff. Ours isn't really necessarily like too much of a story. Can you hear me?
Sure it is.
Yeah.
Well, it is. Yeah. I mean,
many
okay.
band
So
members have been
from my perspective, all right. So everybody has their own perspective of where this name, what it means to them. So for me, like it was kind of the process. So, when we were originally like starting as a band, I think it was like 2018, and I think it was before like any of you guys were in. This is like completely different members. It wasn't even a name yet or anything, and it just needed a direction. And then once some members kind of shed off, and then it was myself and then former bass player Chris. We ended up recruiting the rest of the band, and then whenever we had, I think it was a couple, like I think we had 3 songs or something, and we had a solid lineup of guys that didn't seem like they were going anywhere. We started just kind of saying, all right, let's come up with a band name so we can start playing some shows soon. For me, well, backtrack one. We all just sort of submitted our ideas, and each of us probably had 2, 3, maybe 4 ideas, and then we just kind of held a vote, and sort of like a last name standing thing, tournament style almost.
The only one.
Yeah. So with that in Northaven, and it stuck. The guys liked it. It was just kind of a combination of some of the bands that I've been listening to, and I was checking to make sure it wasn't taken, which there's a story with that one too. I don't know. I kind of feel like we were sort of northern to at the time when I was living in Lafayette, which now I live in Terre Haute, which is kind of southern Indiana. But at the time I was kind of like north central, and which ironically enough, I now live in a neighborhood called Northwood. So it must have been destiny.
It's bound to happen.
At this point, I'm almost rambling about it, but yeah, it was sort of like a process of elimination, and it stuck because it sounded catchy, so we all kind of liked it.
What were some of the other choices?
Oh, I don't.
Flaming balls of fury. No, I'm just kidding.
Decrepit caterpillar.
Kitty hunger, kitty.
I don't remember. It was so long ago. I couldn't even.
Oh, wow,
I couldn't recall. Were you in the band, Larry, when we did the name choosing? I can't remember if it was you or if it was the other Matt Hendricks.
Yeah, I think it was already Northaven by the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think He's a fun guy.
And a man of few words. It's okay. It's you guys. I look at him and I remember being at the interview and he just said, "I'm the drummer." I just lost it. It's very simple and straight to the point.
He's very good at waiting his turn.
He's still the same way. I love it. You know what? Stay true. It's okay.
Larry, you're answering the next question.
There you go. All right. Let me see. Let me look down my list and see what I can pinpoint for you here. Let me see. Let's talk about your album.
Do it.
I think you were quiet. I didn't hear you. Brian, what'd you say?
Oh, I was telling Larry go.
Okay,
You
yeah.
got this.
So
was it this is your debut album that you guys released, right?
the debut one, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, that was March 2020, correct, Ryan?
Yes.
Yeah. We worked on that essentially since when I joined the band, and I want to say 2019, basically all the way through that year to that release. I know that we had had a lot of trial and error getting that one to track. I know that we went through a couple of processes of getting the drums down. A couple of them didn't work. Just trial and error since we're independent through all this. But yeah, by the time that we got it down, we're really proud of how it sounded. Really proud of how it feels. How how would I say it? It's the way that everybody liked it. We were really happy with the way that people really seemed to grasp onto that, and we're still playing those songs today instead of gravitating towards the EP and all the newer stuff that we're doing. Seems like everything on that one's pretty concrete.
Now the name of the album is Awaken 2020, right? Or
yes.
Just Awaken. Now you guys released that just in time for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was.
How was that? I mean, that had to, I would have been like,
Yeah, it was difficult.
Yeah, that was crazy.
To say the least.
That was crazy. Yeah, we didn't have like any album release party or anything.
Yeah.
We were kind of grounded for a minute, but it was nice to at least have something out there,
Yeah.
Right.
Without,
on one hand,
without shows,
the whole world was shut down, so I mean, people had something to listen to. So
yeah,
that did help us. But yeah, we had probably a whole year of shows booked that went down the tube. We had to rebuild a whole calendar.
A lot of people did. A lot of people took full advantage of it to just start writing music,
Yeah.
Like for me, I didn't have interviews. I didn't have the podcasts. I didn't start till last year anyway. But, there was no shows to go to, no live promotions, no flyers, nothing. I was like, the hell am I supposed to do? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to play and promote the hell out of all the bands.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do. I'm like, if I'm going to sit on my ass, I'll be damned if I do nothing for you guys, So it's, and I'm glad I just met you guys. I might have even played your music. I don't even know. I was just bouncing around.
You
from
might
state
have.
to state.
I think.
I was just bouncing around from state to state because being a part of the world metal scene and everyone I was involved with, I was just checking out everyone's music and just blasting it. It's like check them out. It's just the only way to keep the music going. Keep you guys alive and keep me alive.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that might have been the first year that we started doing these kinds of things where we would go online and do like a virtual meeting like this or a podcast / interview. We also did we did a live stream, which is kind of cool. We did it on our own independently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was, I forget what the exact date. I think it might have been
my shirt off.
towards, I think it was the fall of 2020. We did our own live stream concert. So it was kind of cool. We had fun with it. I think it sounded pretty good too for just micing everything up and going live with it.
And how long was that set for?
It was like an hour.
It was a playthrough of the whole album, right?
And then we ended up playing some of the EP, I think, before we released it, because we didn't know if we are going to be able to have an EP release, which we didn't have one then either because COVID was still pretty bad then. But hopefully the plan is for this next recording or this next record. I mean, we're planning on doing an actual EP or album, whichever one's going to be a release party this time, since we've kind of missed out the past couple times.
So, what else you guys got going on? I mean, you just finished your tour, and I'm sure you're just taking that little mini break, to kind of regroup, spend time with the family, or whatever the case is. Some people might want to run from the family. That'd be me. But, what do you guys got coming up?
Got this, Adam. What are our next shows, buddy?
Oh man, I gotta put me on the spot. So we got a Halloween party coming up. Little concert there. Can't tell you my costume because it's a big surprise. But we were gonna do like a band costume thing, but these guys won't do it. So
no, I'll do one. But
you want to do a theme?
I'll do a group one, but not like $100 costume.
It's Halloween. You got to spend the money and make the money.
I know, but I got kids. But yeah, so
what's the show gonna be?
To expand on that, that's going to be the further. It's called Nightmare on what's the street's name again? I'm blanking.
If it's Elm Street,
Madison.
I'm gonna crack up if you.
No. It's Madison because that's where they live. It's they're a DIY venue. So just to kind of like further explain they're like a DIY venue. It's at their house. They have a detached garage, and it's really a really neat little place in Indy. This particular show is going to have 7 acts. 6 of them are metal bands, and then 1 rapper that we booked to go in between each of the sets. So it's going to be it's almost like a festival, just because of how long it's probably going to end up going. But yeah, so that's at the Further. The event should be on our webpage, as well as our Facebook page if you want to get tickets to that, or just show up.
Who are some of the bands that you guys are playing with, and who's the rapper?
The rapper is, without looking at the flyer, and I couldn't tell you all of the bands off the top of my head. I know we have Burdens Within is going to be joining us.
Adam will be back shortly.
Yeah. TSF is the name of the rapper. It's actually a guy I work with. Caleb Huff is his name. He's really good. Check him out. Let me see if I can find it.
Sorry about
that. Well, welcome back, Adam.
We'll have Lapsus with us as well, and try to also remember off the top of my head. It's been a minute since I've looked at this flyer.
Taker's going to be there.
Oh yes, okay, I got the flyer. Yep, Takers will be there. Like I said, Birds Within, Post Apocalyptic, The Devil Let Us is going to be with us as well. So yeah, and then Takers will be there as well. So it should be a pretty good lineup. A lot of kind of variety, different types of metals, and the rapping as well. So be a great time. So on top of that,
coming up with date?
That is October 29th. The show starts, I believe, 6:00 p.m. And then we have, after that in November, we have a headline show at the Emerson Theater, which we have a pretty good lineup for that as well. That's going to be November the 20th, right? Should have pulled these flyers up before we came on here. I'll just go off memory. So October 29th to Halloween. November, I think it's actually 19th. November 19th. Sorry, November 20th. We played last year there. November 19th, we'll be playing the Emerson Theater. We'll be headlining. We'll have Lapsus on with us again. We'll also have Within the Catacombs, and we will have a band that we met at the Northern Illinois Metal Fest, Vapid Soul, will be on with us. We invited them to come for a little out-of-state show for their debut indie appearance. And then we also have Persevere on with us as well. So that'll be a 5-band bill. And tickets are available now. You can search the event on Facebook. I think the link is in the description of that particular event. You can find tickets on our website as well. I think it's through the ticket supplier Skeletix, I think is the webpage. So if you just look up Northaven, Skeletix, Emerson Theater, you'll be able to find tickets for that.
Awesome. So anything planned for December?
Christmas.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Not here before Christmas.
That's already enough planning as it is. I'm so glad my kids are older.
I think after that headline, we're going to kind of lay low for a minute just because of weather, starts to slow down a little bit with holidays. And then just to give ourselves another break and give us an opportunity to start writing and recording and getting some of the behind the scenes stuff knocked out.
That's the best time to do it. It's the coldest time of the damn year anyway.
Right.
I don't blame you. Let's see. So from the band, how old is the band? The band's a few years old, right?
Yep. Oh, 4 years old now.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. I think the initial conception was like late 2018. And that was like before it was the band. Like Northaven, like current members and all that stuff. So,
and who's the father and who's the mother? Who conceived it?
none of us really, which is funny.
Really?
Yeah. So before, well, I guess it depends on what you want to say as far as like the conception, whether that's the name and like the current lineup, or if that's the like group of guys let it go. Because the initial group of guys are since moved on. I would say the initial group would have been Eric. Pardon me because I forget his last name, unfortunately, because it's been so long. Eric and Chris Wallace. They probably were the forefathers, as well as Dan Steinlich. Those three guys. I guess it's somewhat of a three-way, so to speak, on that. And then they were the guys that contacted me, and that's where it kind of went from there. So that was 2018, and then by the time we actually started getting serious and stuff, it was 19. And then I would say, I don't know, me and Adam could be dads together. Because I think we're obviously like we're the most of the original cast, and
most of the original. That's good. So
I mean, as far as like playing live and stuff, like technically Larry would have been the original as well, because we went through a couple of drummers before that never ended up playing live with us. So I mean, Larry's would be considered an elder as well. And then Ryan's our newest member, but he's been in for a couple of years now. So.
So from when the band started, has your perception on what you expected for the band changed over the last few years, or do you have the same goals and accomplishments you plan on making?
I was going to say, we never really go into it. I mean, you got to kind of treat it like a business anyways. So, you know, it takes inheritance and takes, you know, just all your will. You can't really, we never really lost sight, I guess. I mean, of what we actually are wanting this band to go. And obviously we're wanting to go big. I mean, like, you know, nationwide big. And I think we're actually pretty decently wide overseas. Got a decent
from like
following
the
over
streaming
there.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I think just a caveat on that, Adam, I think one of the biggest things that's kept us going in the right direction is the goal that we always wanted to make sure that we are having fun and enjoying what we're doing. Because without that, like, it's the half the motion, and obviously like everybody that helps support us, it's like the other half, right? So but as far as goals and stuff, the goal is just to keep going forward and keep having fun and keep the dream alive. Even
we all share the love for metal.
Yeah, so unless Larry has anything to add to that, that's pretty much like my 2 cents, I guess, on that.
Yeah.
How about you, Larry?
I mean, yeah, for me, I'm kind of a different perspective. I didn't really think this was something I was going to be a part of for very long. For me, it was I just moved to a town where Brian was. So for me, it was just something to do, just to pass time for a little bit, and then because I'm not really a metalcore guy. I never have been. I've been more, if it wasn't, you know, like just straight metal, it was more like pop punk almost. So for me, I just Chris hit me up with some demos, and I was like, oh, this stuff is really cool. You know, I might as well, you know, give this a go. This is had some free time, so I did that, and then basically just, you know, the stuff was so fun. It was so different. It was a lot more intricate than anything I've been doing prior to that time. You know, and then just that through, you know, falling in love with playing with these guys, you know, it's really become more, you know, something I was going to do for fun, into like, okay, this is, you know, this is kind of something this is the thing I've been looking for, you know, as long as I've been playing. So for me, it's been more of a journey of learning and just brotherhood with people that
just give me a virtual hug.
Yeah, virtual hug. Yeah.
We're glad you came to us, Larry.
Yeah.
We're glad you didn't leave.
Well, I am too, because you guys sound awesome live. You guys put on a great show. Adam's all over the damn stage, which is not a bad thing. My daughter's texting me. Sorry. So she's Yes. Anyway, she can't yell my name out, so she's got to text me. So anyway, so some of the goals that you guys do have though for long term, what are some of the steps you feel that you need to take in order to reach those goals?
Oh, that's a big question. That could have a lot of answers to it.
Because
Just
each one of you can have a different answer for that question too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. What are the things that we need to do? Like, are you saying like how would we break down a large goal essentially? Like, how are we gonna?
Well, I don't need a step-by-step play, but
no. I mean, I guess I'm just trying to dissect.
But like your long-term goals. I mean, for how do you feel that you need to accomplish them? What do you think you need to do to accomplish those goals?
Play at a party in LA.
Yeah. So first things like identifying the goal, like specific goals. So I mean, goals obviously are like write more music, play more shows, go on more tours, maybe go out further. I mean, all of it costs a lot of money too, so you kind of have to keep the business side of it going and make sure that you're at least making enough to pay for the addiction. So as far as like steps to get to there,
probably need to go a little bit further out west.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
Stamps across the country.
Yeah, we definitely have goals to try to play in like as many states as possible, just for personal gain and for also just trying to get out in front of as many crowds, as many faces as we can, meet as many people, because it is a lot of fun also, and it's also good for the brand and for the band. So I think one of the things that we're going to also start trying to do better is we want to get a little bit more music videos out there, start adding more to our production. That's one of the things we've talked about. We need to get a little bit more merch as well, since we're running low. So that's on the horizon. Just a couple little housekeeping things, really, because we kind of have a good process, and we balance pretty busy lives as well. So just refining that definitely helps. So as long as like everything at home's good, it makes it so that the band things happen more goodly as well. So the better we can keep up our balance at home and work and the band, I think that if we can keep doing that and becoming better at that, I think that in the long run does better for the band also.
It's definitely it is definitely as a group thing for the band to grow together. It makes a big difference, you know. You guys got to always be on the same path, you know.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. I just had a distraction for a second.
No,
Sorry.
you're good.
Yeah.
It's because Larry came back on the screen with his beautiful beard.
Yeah. He disappeared for a second.
You guys talking about life, like band and life balance.
Her question.
Shut that phone.
That was like my weird roundabout way of answering her question. I don't know if you heard the question or not, but she was asking like, what are the things that we need to do to make sure we can accomplish our long-term goals?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
How do you feel about that, Larry?
Yeah, I think it's definitely planning, which we're doing for this this batch of songs we sat upon for probably the last year, really fine-tuning those, getting those out finally, which I'm really excited about, and then really planning our next shows and how we do our next shows to be beneficial for all parties involved, to make sure that we can get as many people there as possible, to grow from a market standpoint. And then, that with the cooperation of our lovely wives, allowing us to do our thing.
Yeah,
I think that really, along with just prepping and planning is the best way to go about it.
Mm-hmm. So any possible future tours coming up, do you think? Another tour that you guys might be doing next year? And heading west?
We're definitely going to try to tour again. We don't know when yet, just because we're so fresh coming back from the last one, and there was a lot of work that went into playing that and like executing and everything, and it went very well. Mm-hmm. We're still kind of I guess happy about that for now. And then at some point we'll talk about like where we want to go, when we want to do it, how long we want to go for, and it's going to kind of revolve around like how much time everybody has and how much money like the band has, and just things like that.
Mm. So that was the band's first tour, right?
Yeah, it was.
How were your expectations of that? Was it everything you thought it would be, or was it like a whole different level?
I wanted a bigger crowd. I wish there were bigger crowds, but for the people that were there supporting us and also their local bands were, I mean, they put all their shit into it. Like they went hard.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, to sort of caveat like that, like we were playing some weekdays and places we'd never been before. And honestly, like I was pretty happy with the amount of people that showed up to most of those. Just kind of going in like I didn't have my expectations super high just because I didn't want to like go into it thinking like since we're on tour, like automatically like hundreds of people are going to show up. But I think we averaged like for like people there, and also like for us playing last two, like on those weekday shows is kind of the crowd does start to thin. So I get what you're saying, Adam. But as far as like overall attendance, like there was over 50 people every show. And I think like the Nashville show, there's like 200 probably. So, and that was on a Tuesday.
We're going to get, unfortunately, a lot of it's a lot of factors that go into, who shows up to the show. It's not just up to the bands. Right. It's up to everybody involved, which includes venues.
Yeah. Oh no, like there were plenty of people
promoting their shit.
There were plenty of people there. It was just a matter of like some of the weekday shows playing last kind of struggled a little bit. But yeah, we definitely it blew me away. Like my expectations, I didn't want to have them too high, and I would definitely say that the tour exceeded my expectations, especially from the business standpoint, just because it almost essentially covered itself. So it was pretty close. So it was pretty nice in that sense.
Yeah, it's good that it turned out successful, and Adam just made me yawn. That's never happened. Oh, sure. That's never happened like to me. Thank you, Adam.
It's contagious,
Watch you do it. That was
just
it. So, all right. So this is the part where I like to ask a couple of little more personal questions, like not too personal, but just so we can get to know you a little bit better, and get some more like ideas of what you guys are personally about and whatnot. Have you got? Is there any musicians in your family? Is there music in your blood, or is this something that you developed or were born into on your own?
That's definitely a Larry question.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was always in my blood. I know my grandfather played percussion for throughout his entire life. Then my dad is, he's still going strong. He's 50 years old now. He's still he can start out in a room with literally one person, and by the time he's done, 20 minutes later, there's 50. He's truly a freak of nature, which how good he is. It's always wonderful to have to follow in those footsteps. But I mean, yeah, he's my dad has always been a big let's say somebody to look up to, a good work ethic model and all that. His name is Marvin Parrish. He was in a band called the Whiskey Brothers for a long time. I think they just got back together a little bit ago. So, but yeah, that's my story.
So when was the first time you picked up your sticks?
About the same time that Rock Band came out. Like,
yes.
What, 2006?
Probably something like that.
I was gonna say I don't remember.
Larry's a multi-instrument musician,
11
though.
years old.
Did you start playing guitar before you played drums, or was it drums before guitar?
No, I did. I'll be okay. So I played Rock Band for like the longest time, probably for about 3 years, and then when I was about 14, I seriously picked up the guitar for a couple of years, dabbled with that, did a couple of bands with that, and then about the time that I came back in for a band that I was in before Northaven is when I got serious with drums again.
So which do you prefer to play? Which is your favorite?
I can honestly say I haven't even touched a guitar in about 3 years. No, I'd say about 2 years. So it's always been drums.
Yeah. Do you play bass or electric? Or
Electric.
acoustic? Electric?
Yeah. Those two.
Yeah. So you definitely prefer drumming over anything.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Definitely. I don't know how you guys don't pull your muscles. That's the only thing I can think of when you guys are, going off and shit. I'm just looking at your legs and I'm like, dude, I'd be ripping every muscle, screaming in pain.
Yeah. When you're first doing the double kick thing, you wake up at about 2 a.m. with the most gnarly Charlie horses.
Yeah.
Known to
You
man.
wake up screaming, you're grabbing your leg. Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the idea for the next
Yeah.
T-shirt, Larry. Gnarly
Literally.
Charlie horses, and this happened to just be a,
Yeah.
a like dead horse-looking thing.
Yeah.
Too fun. What about you guys? Is music in the blood, or is it something you
want it,
develop on
Adam?
your own?
I know you got like an uncle, don't you? That's got like a music thing going on, don't you?
Well, yeah, he's uncle in law or by marriage, but actually, my grandmother was always a singer, and then my mom was a singer, and then I mean, I didn't really do bands or even really a lot of karaoke or anything like that until recently from my mom, but I don't know, it just kind of came sporadically to me. Like I was trying my hand at the guitar, and I have what they call stupid fingers, so I didn't really do too good at that. I mean, I could strum, but I'm a better singer than I am guitarist. But honestly, I was watching a Van Halen like VHS tape, and it had like a bunch of songs on it. I think it was like Hot for Teacher, and I was watching David Lee Roth just scream his head off and just get into it. I'm like, man, I want to be that one day. I was like 8 years old. I didn't really start singing until I was about 14, and I started mimicking voices like Corey Taylor's and Randy Blythe, and just finally came to the point where I guess I figured out myself how to really scream without ripping your vocal cords and everything. So it was a fun little journey.
I think 14 is like.
You've never put the mic down since?
Nope. Well, I was in a band actually before these guys called Return to Dust. I was in that band for probably 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. But I mean, we played at the oh God, what was that place? Fifth Quarter Lounge. Back when that was a bar.
Okay.
And it was fun then, but they weren't really serious like these lovely lads over here. So
I think 14 is like the magic number.
I'm sorry, what, Brian?
Sorry, I keep chiming in like right as you're talking. Sorry. I was gonna say, I think 14 is like the magic number for like musicians and bands and stuff for whatever reason. It's like the coming of age. We're like, oh, I'm gonna play a guitar. I'm gonna play drums. Or I'm gonna be in a band. It may have something to do with going into high school. Who knows? I don't know. But I think that's the time that I wanted to be in the band. Also, was that 14. I started a project called Silverfix. It was kind of like a punk post-hardcore style project, and we played a couple shows. We were underage, so we just played like coffee shops, and we played the like the talent show and stuff at school. That was kind of fun. I was in band class also throughout middle school and high school as well. So.
Is there anybody in your family that played?
My uncle, he was a trumpeter, and then nobody else really like played like anything rock or anything like that.
Okay, so were any of you self-taught, or did you actually go to like band class? Well, you said you were in band class, right, Brian?
Yeah, I ended up teaching myself like guitar and stuff like that as well.
Mm.
I didn't really do any like lessons or anything.
Okay, so you are self-taught then.
Yeah.
You're just further learning your education towards it. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can any of you read music, or do you just hear it?
I can't.
You can
Used
read
to be able
music.
to read guitar
One
tabs.
second, I'll be right back.
Not anymore.
I know a lot of musicians, they can't read it, but if they hear it, that's all they gotta do is listen.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, I could read music for about half of high school, sort of, but then I ditched band before I could realize the opportunity that was giving me. So yeah, it's been too long for me to really pick up on that again. But yeah, the same thing. I was taught more by myself than by band itself, just because just playing the kit and playing your hot cross buns on the snare drum are two different things.
You good, Brian?
I've returned. Yeah, I had to run something with my wife real fast.
No, that's
Buddy, your pants on.
You know. You gotta take a bathroom break. Go. You wouldn't be the first.
No, I
one
had
who's
to-
"Go to the bathroom."
I had to give her something.
When people leave to go get bottles of beer, it's whatever. It's your interview. You do whatever you want. I'm game.
But yeah.
Mm. So,
I do have beer. No, wait. Do I? I do have beer.
are you
Sorry,
done with coffee or ready for beer now?
I don't want beer.
After 12, you're good to go.
Oh, it is after 12. Nice. Yeah.
Jimmy, do you
Or
really
even
need
an
a
hour
time
later.
break, so?
Here.
So, any secret collabs coming up in the future you might want to sneak us a little peek on?
Be secret.
I promise I won't tell. I won't.
I don't
Camera,
know.
it's a totally different
Have any
promise.
If you're
collaboration?
not listening,
things
don't
that-
tell.
I would say the most secretive one, if there is a secret, is just having TSF come to that show, which it's announced now. For a while, it was kind of like, well, we don't know, so we're going to keep it on the other wraps. And then we didn't know how it was going to be accepted as far as like rapper to the metal show. I've seen it a few times before, so I thought I'd do well. And then we actually, at the same venue, saw the same thing happen. They had another rapper. It's kind of nice, a little nice, like change of pace thing. So I was like, well, that kind of answers that question of whether or not it's going to work or be cool. People like it because it ended up working out pretty well for them. So we'll be doing that same thing at the Halloween show. Hopefully good turnout, like we said again, and hope we get some good weather. It's not too cold. I think the last couple of years it's been kind of cold. We usually do the same Halloween show each year. But yeah, nothing like collab wise, recording wise, or anything like that.
Right. But you said earlier that you guys are in the process of making a video, right?
Well, we're
Or
potentially going to make a video later, but we're in the process of like creating, or not creating, but like recording and getting like our next record done and stuff. But we haven't hit anybody up for like collaboration or anything yet. Maybe we will at some point. I don't know. I haven't talked about it yet.
So
maybe Adam could get Randy Blythe to collab, and they can just go back and forth. You can try to tell them apart.
That would be interesting.
Just hit him up.
So speaking of videos, though, so you got one possibly coming up in the future. Well, you probably will one way or another. What is your dream video? What would it consist of?
I'll let Adam take that one. He's pretty creative when it comes to coming up with that kind of stuff.
I'd like to see Justin Timberlake being one. It'd be fun.
All right, I take that back.
No,
I just gave you props. You just ruined
no.
it.
Honestly, I like to. I like to do one of those videos where it's almost shot like a movie, like kind of. I don't know. Five Finger Death Punch does it with House of the Rising Sun, and I don't know. I think that'd be really interesting. Do a little green screen thing. I mean, more than what we did last time.
Yeah, our last one was pretty good, especially for on the budget we were on as well. We start putting on like the more the cinematic approach to it that starts to really rack up in dollars. And I would love that too, like to have a full movie
Have us
set,
all like busting out of the ground, crawling out,
and then
like, a bunch
have
of
like a
trees.
table with like hors d'oeuvres, and then you made it like over on the side. I think it would be cool. Like I always like the cheesy sort, not really cheesy, but I guess maybe overused like warehouse scenes. I think those are always pretty cool, especially when you get some unique ones and you're like abandoned warehouse. Looks pretty cool. I mean, if we could get one to do it, I think that'd be pretty neat for me.
That sounds cool. Huh? Yeah. What about you, Larry?
Yeah, I think about the same. It's about the same thing. Something with a storyboard, something with a little more flash. I really did like what Rob did with the one that we have. I mean, yeah, a step up would be a storyboard, a little more flash, a little more more than one location. Yeah, something like a warehouse deal. I think that would be pretty cool.
Like a beat up, rundown, empty warehouse, or one that's actively being used?
That would be crazy. Step aside.
Right. I mean, the abandoned. I think that would definitely be an aesthetic. But I mean, at this point, getting into a warehouse without getting arrested would be the first. Just be cool enough.
Yeah.
So.
All you need
More
is
like
a
a
permit.
cemetery or something.
They're not that expensive. That's all you need is a permit. And make sure it's not historical, because that's a whole different kind of permit.
Yeah.
I'm running into that with photo shoots. Everywhere I want to go is a killer, location that's falling apart. So it's like, those are the best photo ops, best video, ops for location on things, and you got to go through a lot of red tape to get to those places. And it's a pain in the ass.
Our best picture ever taken was taken in an alley.
True.
Somebody looks like
right lighting and everything around you. Yeah, they can look killer to have that in the background. Let's see. So, what would you do at a show if the audience looked bored?
Jump out.
We have been known to, especially since Ryan and I are untethered. We will go out and start mosh pits while we were guitaring. Try not to stab people in the face with our headstock, but yeah, we'll go. Depending on the stage, not too much a jump. Sometimes it's a little hard to get that one. Most of the time, especially for like medium and small like venues, you can just step down and start moving around a little bit with the crowd, get more involved. That's at least my approach with it.
Usually just call them names and hopefully get pissed off enough to.
Yeah. Adam does his like little call outs too, like has the crowd sort of like when you like yell in the haze and stuff. Like, you guys.
I'll try to get them.
What about you, Larry? You ever start chucking sticks at people mid song, just like throwing from behind the drum set?
I tend to look down the majority of the set anyways, so I'm actually not really aware of what the crowd is doing for most of the time. So yeah, I guess that's my honest answer. I don't really usually ever see. I mean, most venues, especially if it's inside, I can't see anything past Adam's head.
I'm usually standing.
You know what? Drummers are the hardest to take pictures of. I'm telling you that from a photographer's point of view. I have so many times. I have actually walked up on stage directly, got behind the stage. Only when I know the band directly, if I know them personally, and I tell them ahead of time, your ass is always blocking the view, and I need a good picture of the damn drummer. So I'm always trying to like wiggle and get around everyone. The singer all over the damn place.
Well, I'll try to keep an eye out for that too. If I see somebody coming up with a camera, I'll try to step out of the way.
Somebody kind of like finagle around you. You're trying to get a picture of your drummer. Just give it a minute. We're not just going to take one. We're going to take three because their hands are flying all over the damn place. Everything's a blur.
Next time, we'll just put Larry out front. I'll sing. I'll stand behind him and sing.
We'll put you on like a 6-foot stage behind him, so everyone can see him clear as day, and you're still right on top.
Those are the good ones too. Even though Adam's so tall, like even if Larry's on a riser, sometimes Adam still blocks him a little bit. But it is nice, I guess, in a sense, to not be so. We're only a 4-piece now, so it's a little easier to get to have some space without having that extra body on stage.
Yeah, some of the stages, man, some of them are really small, and you guys are cramped in there, and then the drum set takes up 80% of it. I've seen some stages that were just remarkably insane, and then the singer and the lead guitarist will just walk off the stage completely and just play on the floor, just so there's room, because you can't really do nothing, especially the singer. I mean, I know you guys don't really need much space for your instrument.
That reminds me, actually,
jump around.
That reminds me of one of the
you
bands.
need space to move around. I get that.
That reminds me from one of the bands. Oh, you done? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, talking about singers and drummers. I'll be quick. It reminds me of one of the bands we play with in Duluth, Atlanta, Malefic. Their singer was their drummer, and the drummer had a massive drum set. They were really good. They're cool too, and he's an awesome guy. Super nice, nice dude. I honestly can't remember his name, unfortunately, but yeah, Malefic. Look him up. You'll know what I'm talking about. Like, you guys probably remember.
And what band was that?
Malefic is their name.
Okay. I don't think I know them.
Malefic, I believe. Yeah,
Okay.
they're very cool, interesting. Especially
all right, well, next time I'm at one of your shows, Adam, I'm just gonna walk around you. I'm just gonna step on stage and walk behind you and be like, "Oh, sorry, friend."
Just go sing with them.
You know what I'm doing? If I get on stage, it's only for one person. It's gonna be Larry.
Well, you know us, so.
I do, but I won't do it ever without permission. No, not totally. If I know the band well enough, like personally, I won't answer the damn thing. I'll just get up there.
Yeah.
But I'm cool with you guys we met, but I don't know you personally, so I won't invade your space without a nod or yes, And then I'll be all over Larry's face, and I promise I won't have the flash on, so I won't blind you.
I blind him. Only you should know if I heard it.
Pictures of Larry, then it's all worth it.
So, guys, I want to thank you for joining me for this. It was awesome getting to know you a little bit better. I know last time we only had 3 minutes to talk. It was just like, hello, what are you doing? Goodbye.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we actually got to hang out and get to know you a little bit more. Do you have any advice for any budding musicians that are up and coming?
Stick with it.
At it.
Don't give up.
Keep at it. It's a long, tough journey.
It is a grind. And just when you think you've made it to where you want to be, then you start developing more goals, and there's never a place that you just stop. You just keep going and make room for family and stuff too. That's another big one as well.
True.
I didn't hear the question. Sorry.
I don't think you heard me. You got any advice for any budding drummers, Larry?
Don't tear your drums down on stage.
Yeah, I've seen some shit kicked out. I've seen the singer take out some drum sets too.
Yeah,
He's too crazy, and he takes some shit out.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's the biggest one. Other than that,
Yeah,
I mean,
don't do that, Adam.
Yeah.
I usually let him just pile it up, and then I'll start hauling it out as many as I can. I hate making multiple trips.
biggest pet peeve. So other than that, yeah.
And you know what? That's horrible to say that, but it's legit truth though. It really is.
Yeah,
it's some shady shit. Some bands that you've not. I'm not gonna even get into, but I've heard and seen some messed up shit. It's like, dude, that seriously happened with that band. Like, I'm not gonna go there, and I know you guys want to either, but unfortunately, it is an unfortunate truth. You got to watch your shit. Keep a good eye on it. Keep a very good eye on it. The shit ain't cheap to replace. So you guys, so if anyone wanted to check your music out, check you guys out, find out videos, where can they look you up? Are you guys all over the place?
Dealer's choice, really. Like all of our stuff's on all the major streaming platforms. You can I would also challenge you to go to our website or our band Bandcamp, which is it's on our website. It's our merch link. Our merch store is on Bandcamp. Get yourself a CD. We'll sign it. We already have some of them already pre-signed as well. We'll ship them out to you for a memento. And if you still listen to CDs, you can put it in your CD player. Otherwise,
I do. I am not a fan of Spotify or Pandora because you want to play one song, you got to go through 15 to get to that one.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm still all. I like my CDs. And these new cars are pissing me off. They don't have CD players.
Yeah. Otherwise, just you can honestly just go to our website, northavenofficial.com, and you can get you can listen to the little clips of each one of the songs, and you can literally go from there, and it'll take you to Spotify or whatever your platform of choice is. So really anywhere, just check us out, give us a comment, follow us on Facebook. Hit our band inbox up. We reply fairly quickly to that. We like to talk to our people that enjoy listening to our music. We'd like to hear what you have to say as well. So,
All right. And your Facebook address, I actually have that streaming on the bottom of our.
I see that.
yeah, there it is.
So, yeah, so if anyone needs to look that up, it's right there. Northaven Official. Check them out. They're from Indiana. These guys are busy as hell, but they're tearing it up. Adam's bassy ass voice is it's some deep shit. I love his voice. I love your voice. On and off the stage. I love it. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time out to join me. And I know I'm going to see you guys again very soon. Who knows when? I know it's going to our neighbors. It's going to happen sooner or later.
Probably at some point, yes.
Hey, guys. Well, you have a happy Fun Day Sunday.
You
as well. Hey, thanks
for having us. Yeah.
Absolutely. My love and respect, guys.
Wait. There it is.
Oh,
there you go. Talk to you guys later, guys.